So Oxford, what is our common interest? What is it that makes us a community rather than just another town? If you ask our business owners, they might say their customers and the support they show every day, year after year. If you ask your neighbors, they might say their friends working together to make their homes beautiful and make our community a place pleasant to live. If you ask local municipal employees, they would probably tell you taking care of the town and community itself for everyone to enjoy together. The one thing that all these answers have in common is taking care of each other, because that's just who we are in Oxford. Whether it's a small gesture like stopping to let a walker cross the Pollyant Trail, or something monumental like coming together as one to grieve our losses. Oxford is community because our common interest is taking care of each other in hard times, good times. The people speaking and receiving these awards today have gone above and beyond to be part of our community. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our 2024 Chamber President, Terry Stiles. Terry?
Hi, everybody. I think I've said this before, but it's really an amazing feeling to look out in this room and see so many familiar faces and see everybody networking with each other, which is why we have this community breakfast, right? And so the older I get, the worse my memory gets, so I'm going to read what I wanted to say to you today. And I want to say, first of all, it's my honor to welcome each and every one of you to this annual Chamber of Oxford State of the Community and Leadership Award Breakfast. First and foremost, I'd like to extend gratitude to every one of you for joining us. This event is a chance for us to reaffirm and cheer on the commitment to our community and to each other as leaders, business owners, economic developers, while we move forward and grow as one community. I'd like to acknowledge the incredible efforts and success of Amy for putting on this wonderful breakfast along with Chef Brian and his staff. Again, this year it was terrific. This breakfast is not only to celebrate our community, county, and leadership accomplishments over the past year, but also to embrace the opportunity it presents for us to continue to network and have a broader impact on each other as one cohesive community. The Chamber has both grown and has also increased our OPN program through the efforts of Jeff Rowe and now Natalie. Where are you, Natalie? Jerkovich. Natalie's opened up another hour for the OPN program, and that's at the request of the members, which is really great. And having said that, I'd like to introduce you to our Chamber Board of 2024, and if you would stand when I call your name, all of whom have volunteered to serve their time, network, and unite our community businesses. First, our treasurer, Deb Uren of Great Energy Beamer LLC. Our secretary, Teresa Doan of Genesis Credit Union, one of our great sponsors in the community. Next is Walt Bargan. Walt is from Choice One Bank. Another trustee is Jason Carter of Carter Quality Flooring. Another one is Natalie Jerkovich from Brick Financial. Oh, there you are. Jeff Rowe of JDR Wealth Management. Hi, Jeff. And last but not least, Chief Mike Sowald of the Village of Oxford Police Department. And with that, enjoy. I'm going to turn the mic over to Amy so she can introduce our esteemed speakers of the day.
Thank you, Terry. I would now like to introduce the village, Joe Medor, manager, and we'll talk about village business now. Joe?
Thanks, Amy. And to echo what Terry said, this is a great time for everyone to come together and put everything aside and just enjoy and talk about all the great things going on in Oxford. It's quite a big community that all works together. It's very evident of that. Some of the things I want to highlight on just in the village area is if you've been to our office, whether it's a Pollyant Trail, coming to the meetings or out there, or other ventures into our office, you've seen our parking lot is in need of repair, and we are in the process of that. Middle of April, we should be breaking ground to get that parking lot all tore up and replaced all the way from Hudson Street all the way out, all the way both sides out to Burdick Street. So it's going to be kind of difficult to get into our office for about 6-7 weeks. But we opted to do it all in one phase versus we originally years ago looked to do it in a multi-phase project. But this is going to save us a lot of money by doing it in one. We got some bigger contractors involved, and now that's so the pricing is saving us money. It's going to be a little more pain to do it all at once, but it'll be great when it's done, and we won't have to deal with it again the following year and the following year. So I know we use our office for a lot of things. Our DDA office is there, the chamber office is in our office. Like I said, the Pollyant Trail meets there every now and then. Clerk Wright uses our building for the elections, and that's another thing we had to take into consideration this year with the elections. There's 3 of them this year, right? So we wanted to make sure to not impact those elections with our parking lot being tore up. So we're doing it in a window that I think will be best for that. We should be all done and out of the way pretty much by Memorial Day or shortly thereafter. The way it's being designed this time, we're going to get a few more spaces out of it as well. A lot of the businesses downtown will park their employees over in our offices parking lot to help save some parking space in that southwest quadrant, which is pretty busy if you've been down there trying to find parking. The other thing we have coming up soon, Park Street, we're going to have a water main replacement there. It goes for a couple blocks. It's a pretty large project. It's just one of those things that the state of Michigan is foisting upon all those local communities in the state to replace the old lead and copper rule connections. Even though some of the water mains and the connections are fine, the state is still mandating that we are required to replace all of those. So it's multi-years. We'll be doing this, millions of dollars being forced on us to do this. The good thing is we will get some new streets paved over top of those new water mains, so that's always a good thing. People like their streets be nice. A couple things coming up recently you may have seen. You've seen the new car wash in South Washington that's doing quite well from what I hear. It's pretty nice. I've not been through it yet, but I hear from everybody that's gone there, it's really good. You get in, get out, it's nice, very nice. Next to that, you'll see the vacant lot just up north of that. We have a Big B Coffee coming in. It's a small satellite type office, it'll be a drive-through only. They have a pickup window, but not a location where you can go in and sit down and eat like some of the larger facilities. That'll be nice. They're still working on some of their drive approaches and things like that, the layouts to be sure we can work, the traffic flow works well. Downtown, you may have noticed probably since last fall that we have car chargers, electronic vehicles in each quadrant of the downtown. And today, only the one behind by Hudson parking lot there behind the drugstore, that's the only one that's up and active right now that came online middle of December. The other 3 are still waiting for DTE to get them hooked up, get the meters set and things like that. The DTE was out 2 weeks ago with the plans to hook up the other 3, and of course the left hand and right hand didn't know what they were doing, so they couldn't do it. So back to the drawing board they went. This is something that the village worked with a contractor, so we didn't spend any money on this project. State Electric out of Holly approached us, and they're installing these at zero cost to the village. And so that way, we don't have to worry about putting out the money for it. We know we have one in each quadrant for those people who have a vehicle that wish to charge. And they'll be able to find them. There's a QR code on the charging stations where you can locate them. And people that have electronic vehicles now, EVs, are already used to searching them out. There's a network that they can find them. So hopefully, the next 30 days or so, DT will be back to get those last 3 powered up for those people who need them. One of them is behind the theaters there, you'll notice as well. The other thing, this summer, the beach will be open up again, of course, there off Scripton Beach, there off Glaspie. Each year we always reach out and try to find some youngsters around town to kind of work the beach for us. They work 7 days a week, they usually 4-hour shifts. Some of the ones who've been there a few years work 8-hour shifts. And of course, they're not lifeguards, they don't need to be trained in that. They're more beach attendees, they check the bathroom, clean the trash, and things like that, just to make sure people have what they need down there. So if you know anybody looking to do some work this summer, it's pretty easy work. You work in your can and get paid. So just have them connect. We'll be posting something on our website before too long for the beach employees coming up. We've had some that return year after year. It really works for them, especially if they're in high school or just out of high school. It works for their schedule really well. Another thing that's come up last year, and we've had some people ask about us, our water tower there down by the park is pretty ugly and dirty. We issued a PO last year, but towards the end of the year to have it power washed and cleaned, but I think the weather prevented them from getting to it. So it is still on our radar. We still will try to get that thing looking nice. The township did theirs a few years ago. It looks much better, and we're looking to do the same. We know we've had some people ask about that. The new parking lot on East Burdick there across from Burdick Street Equipment, it's complete. The only thing we're waiting for right now is the lighting to be installed. It's still under the ownership of Mr. Weckels, so we have to go through the process of transferring over to the village yet. But the lights, we worked out a deal with DTE to do the installation and connect those lights into our community lighting system. So they will do the install and connections for them, for us, and then they'll maintain them going forward as well. So hopefully it won't be too long. Another DTE wait on that to get them out and get those connected up. We do want people to be safe out there. At least during the summer months it won't be as bad. But during the winter months we just couldn't have it open because it gets dark so early and we couldn't have it open with no lighting out there. And as I mentioned before, we at the village and all you around here, Jack and them at the other Addison Township, we all kind of work together in a lot of things together. The Pollyant Trail is a good example of that. We offer a lot of space out back at our old fire department garage there that the Pollyant Trail stores all their equipment in. Linda Moran's in and out of our building, in our office a lot. So we're happy to help them do that. It's a great location. It's going to be difficult to get in and out. So if anybody has storage space for mowers and stuff that Linda will be looking for while our parking lot's tore up, she'll need to get in and get her stuff. But it's great to be able to help them do that. It works out well for us. We're happy to do so. Again, like I said, the other things, the chamber meetings, the OPN, Oxford Power Network, I know uses our space, things like that. So we try to help out where we can. A couple other things, the old Hampton Block property that's on East Burdick by the post office, that has recently sold, and we have not met with the developers yet. We know it's been transferred, the transfer has happened, so we're anxious to see what the development plans are for that. It's zoned multifamily, so we're hoping somebody comes up with some nice townhome arrangement or something like that. But again, until we see their plans, we won't know for sure what's going on there, but we're anxious to see that be changed and transformed from what it looks like now. It's been like that for a long time. So if you're wondering, we don't know yet either what's going to happen there, but we're looking forward to it. So other than that, I know Kelly's got a lot of things she's going to talk about the fun stuff around town. I'll leave that up to her. But that's about all I have right now. So stop by our office if you'd like anytime. We're there. We'd love to help any way we can. All right, Amy, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. I would like to next introduce Kelly Westbrook, Executive Director of the Downtown Development Authority.
Thank you, Amy, and thank you so much for having us. And Joe was right. I get to be the fun one up here and talk about all the fun things that are going on in our downtown. And I'm sure you all have seen it. We've come a long way, especially the past 3 years, and it just continues to get better. So I want to introduce my board first and foremost because we couldn't do it without them. So board members, if you'll just stand up, I know you're all around here. Don't be shy, come on. Thank you all. We appreciate you and everything that you do for the DDA. My partner in crime, Kimberly Smith. Nope, you have to stand too. Yep. And then I know I have committee members in this room for our 4 committees, so if you'll stand. Yes, okay, Melissa in the back. So the DDA is made up of so many members, and we couldn't do it without, our board members and businesses and committee members, and then the community, you guys here. It takes you showing up and continuously helping us with everything that we do, whether it's, spring cleanup day, or if it's coming out to our community events, concerts in the park. We're so blessed to have such a community that really does come together all year long. I do want to talk about a couple of things that we are proud of this past year. The TIF plan, that if you have been to some recent Village Council or DDA meetings, you've heard us talking about it. I just want to thank the other taxing entities that supported us. Jack Curtis, you've been a huge support in the township, and we're so grateful for that support. That tax capture is how we're funded. And even though we operate on less than $500,000 a year with everything that the DDA does, we couldn't do all the things that we do without that tax capture. So thank you for that. We had some wonderful projects that we were able to complete and almost complete this year. So 2 years ago, we received some large grants, one from Consumers Energy for $250,000, and the second one from T-Mobile for $50,000. So our new public spaces that you see behind Red Knapp's area and then behind Victoria's is what we are looking to bring to completion in about the next 6 weeks. They will be finished. But if you've seen the names, the patio, thank you for voting on that community, and that's a large O at the end of patio. And then the second one behind Victoria's is the courtyard. We are excited to be able to activate these spaces this year. You'll see a new cornhole league, line dancing on Tuesday nights. We'll have wine down Wednesdays behind Victoria's. Our very successful vendors market is already full this year with over 25 vendors. We have then concerts in the park, the trolley running, and I do want to touch one more thing on the trolley, is that partnership with Lake Orion. That has been so successful the past 3 years, and it's amazing that we're already going into year 3. And we continue to just improve everything from the days that we run and the times, but also we have new sponsors. So Oxford Bank, Meyer, and the Oxford Tap just came on as our main partners with the trolley program, and we're very thankful to them, and we're excited to continue the partnership and hopefully be able to run additional days now with the new partnerships that we have. A couple other things, and then I'm already past my time, so I'm sorry, Amy, is that we are Main Street accredited. The past 3 years, we have done a fantastic job just with our organization and our committees and what we're doing as a DDA, that we have passed with flying colors. And it's so great to be recognized on a national level. I'm excited in May to be able to go and speak on behalf of Oxford because we are being recognized by National Main Street. And tomorrow, we're actually being recognized by Oakland County and our partnership with Lake Orion, the Stronger Together partnership. So we are being recognized for the wonderful things that we are doing, and it really takes all the people in this room and our entire team for those things. The other one that I want to mention is our new district map. If you haven't seen it, we have them in the offices and businesses. The larger maps will be going on M24 in the info stations. But that is a comprehensive map. It's the first one that we've had that includes all the businesses in our downtown, over 100 businesses. And then it'll also live online and be ever-changing as well. And then our gift card program. If you have not bought a downtown gift card, please do it. It is wonderful for our businesses. In just a year and a half, we have brought in over $50,000 in downtown gift cards, and that has all been infused directly into the downtown businesses. So I know I'm past time, Amy. I know you're standing, but I'm just so excited and so excited to talk about all the things that downtown Oxford is doing. So thank you.
I just want to let everyone know that we have our golf outing coming up. It's June 14th. It's the Friday before Father's Day. And this year we're going to be at Metamora Country Club. So it's a new course. It should be a wonderful outing. It's 9 holes and lunch. We already have several foursomes signed up. We have sponsorship available. It's on all the tables, the different sponsorships. On the website, right now we're fighting with Constant Contact to open up registration. But if you just call the office and let us know that you're interested, we'll get you on the list and we can take payment over the phone. But please, if you're interested in sponsoring, take a look at that sheet. And next up, I'm going to move on to Township Business and Jack Curtis, Township Supervisor.
Had to bring water up. Got a little dry throat this morning. Thanks everybody for inviting me to talk today. You're right, it is a community effort. There isn't a day or week or month that goes by that I don't interface with Joe Medor from the village, Callie Westbrook from the DDA. Brian Cloutier from the library, Mike Spiz from the government. We talk with Lansing every day. So thank you all, Independence Village, for having us here today. I want to start by giving the biggest kudos from our township. I'm going to try to recognize people in our township that work for you, the businesses and the residents. The first one is outstanding member of our township is CJ Carnacchio. I know he received an award a few years ago, but the township grants and communications manager, CJ, you know, without his hard work and efforts, a lot of the stuff that you're going to hear about today could not have been accomplished, could not have been started, could not have been done without his grant writing expertise and communication process. CJ in 2023 secured over $238,000 in grant monies and contributions. In 2024, currently in his pending file, $13,550,000 in grants that are pending currently today. This does not include something that's very big and very important to our community, and CJ will make that announcement once everybody is cleared and set up and ready to go for it. So thank you, CJ. He's also in charge of our Charter Township of Oxford media, social media presence. He's raised that today. We have 12,988. He's very precise with his numbers. We have that many followers, bringing mention to the positive activities in the community. No negative stuff is out there. We don't address it. He presents positive events and new business awareness through this popular media avenue. You know, every topic I talk about going forward, I said this once, CJ has had a monumental impact on it. And a big thank you to CJ for helping our community out through all of its help. Currently, Oxford Township is going through the process of updating the township's master plan. This plan, through community involvement, whether it was an online survey or the event that was held at the Legacy Center March 10th, providing citizens input for the community's vision, land use, and development over the next 10 to 20 years. This plan is scheduled to be presented by the fall of this year. In 2023, Oxford Township had 1,780, that's 1,780 building permits were issued. Approximately 20,000 people live in the township, and while these are all not new constructions, these people are investing in their homes by additions, remodeling, decks. So those numbers include that. Our building department, led by Tim London, has done a magnificent job. Improvements to the township infrastructure include over 7,000 feet of 18-inch sanitary sewer that'll be started in May, going north from Harriet Street to Dunlap. We also are going to complete a much-needed sanitary lift station on East Drainer Road. That project should be done by September. It increases the sewer flow and helps the developments on that end of town. Water main construction continues to improve the integrity of Oxford's private water system. Approximately 2,500 feet of water main were installed, and rebuilding of the 5 filtration vessels will be completed in the fall of this year. So the Water and Sewer Committee, led by John Nold, Treasurer Ferrari, and Trustee Colvin, they have a lot of work in front of them. Treasurer Ferrari, you have your assessed tax value of residents and businesses in Oxford. It has reached over $1 billion. Now, 80% of that is valued on residential homes, and the Treasurer's Department was very busy this year collecting those taxes. Curtis Wright and his team, leading the election, and the Clerk's Department handled for 2024 the massive amount of changes to the election laws. 9-day early voting, off-site voting, absentee voting. In Oxford Township, the clerk's department handled 17,700 registered voters in our community. And they really busted hump this year to make it a perfect election. And for your information, there are 3 liquor licenses available in the township through the clerk's office. That's a big number as our community continues to grow. Under Chief Majestic, the fire department, in 2023, your Oxford Fire Department responded to 2,348 calls for service. Our firefighter, EMT, ALS personnel were recognized many times for saving cardiac arrest patients, rescuing victims who fell through the ice, and even delivering a baby alongside the road. Again, thank each and every one of our fire personnel for their valiant accomplishments. Through the efforts of Captain Snell, he is the coordinator of the EMS Cost Recovery Program. The department has made monumental strides in increasing the amount of monies collected from insurance companies for transport. Those relieve us in Oxford of a lot of expenditures by bringing in that money from the insurance companies. Captain Snell has also been instrumental in coordinating and providing free CPR training to hundreds of the people in the community. These CPR classes are free to residents and local businesses to help save lives. Yes, I'll mention this one more time. CJ was monumental in ascertaining these grants. Fire Station 3, located north of town on M24, while in its infancy, can now help and is operational to provide a reliable water source for fighting fires in the north end of our township. One of the big problems facing the chief and the fire department today, as we tax and beat everybody up, replacing this aging fleet and filling open positions is a big challenge. After the pandemic, all fire apparatus and equipment has gone up monumentally in prices, and quite frankly, they're through the roof. Parks and Recreation, led by Phil Costoni. Welcome, Phil. This year's the Davis Family Farmers Market will begin its 2nd season in operation in May. This 4,000 square foot facility will be led by the new manager, Oxford-owned Melissa Cornelis. I know you're here. Hooray for you. That's good to see you. Welcome, Melissa. The 30-year-old playground at the southern end of the park has been replaced this year with modern playground equipment that's accessible, inclusive, and more than 3 times larger than the previous playground. Yeah, CJ had made this possible, and he also got contributions from business individuals to put the fencing around it and make it safe. The annual Seymour Lake Park celebration will be held June 6th through the 9th. This is the 16th annual Seymour celebration, and Parks and Rec is expecting another great time for all in the community. Business sponsorships and opportunities are available for vendor booths on Saturday for the events. The community center is located at Seymour Lake Park. When available, it provides a great space for booking your business seminars and or programs. So just contact Parks and Rec if you're looking for volunteer opportunities for your staff and dates for using the community center. Police protection. The Charter Township of Oxford is served by the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, covering approximately 36 square miles. 22 deputies in the command have responded to over 20,500 calls for service, with 15 road patrol deputies. That equates to 1,300 calls per deputy. There are 2 detectives, 2 sergeants, and are all led by Lieutenant Patterson and one of our newest sergeants, Sergeant Eric Doherty, commonly referred to as Doug. Many of these officers in command, they live in our community. Their children attend our schools. Their presence is there, along with the 2 school resource officers that provide the sheriff's presence on a daily basis to the Oxford community schools. The Township Board recently approved the additional 2 deputies to join our squad. There'll be 24 deputies in command on our force as soon as the deputies are available. Plans will be reviewed at the April 10th Township Board meeting. The township is going to implement, if approved, an expansion program down in the basement where the substation will be added onto, along with secured voting and storage areas. And that's again at our April 10th meeting if the board approves it. One fact, all major and minor crimes that occur in Oxford Township are cleared by the Oakland County Sheriff's Office staff assigned to the substation. Oxford substation has the highest clearance rate of all Oakland County Sheriff Office substations at a rate of 77.82%. Your Oxford Library. In 2023, patrons checked out 217,600 items and offered 570 programs with 34,000 in-program attendance. The library offers exhibit space, 2 study rooms, and 3 private meeting rooms available as long as it's not for profit. Patrons can check out magazines, audiobooks, DVDs, puzzles, all kinds of things, plus a trained professional services from the librarians. The library's new website offers digital marketing such as free ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, movies, and music, including free access to online full-text articles, full-text books, animated talking picture books, and digital images. Businesses and consumers can benefit from online resources such as Nonprofit Foundation Directory by candid consumer reports and A through Z databases with 65 million business profiles and 240 million residents, ideal for sales leads, mailing lists, market research, employment opportunities, and finding friends and relatives. Events and programs nurture wonder, deliver transformative experiences, and cultivate connections. Adult Services supports community and civic engagement, offering a unique place to stay in touch and engage with others. You know, in conclusion, your Oxford Township is refining. The master plan will show you what the citizens want to do to direct our future. It is growing. We have many, many, many homes ready to grow and people to serve or come to your businesses. It's also being planned correctly and zoned to the current master plan and to the future master plan. Following these guidelines, we'll continue to grow correctly, and Oxford, 48371, will continue to be a proud and strong community. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. I just want to say thank you to Chef Brian back there this morning, and if we could give him a round of applause for the beautiful breakfast. I would like to take a minute to introduce our team of 2024 ambassadors. The ambassador program allows chamber members the opportunity to represent the chamber within the community and promote their own businesses. Walt Bargan of Choice Wine Bank oversees the program with Aaron Drakowski from NES Plumbing. Aaron's not able to be here this morning, but I would like to introduce our current ambassadors. Melissa Cornelius, I know you're back there. There you are. And Brenda Gomery from Curtis Insurance. And Dr. Janelle from Cherry Blossom Natural Wellness. And Chris Stolz from Oxford Bank. No, or maybe he couldn't make it. And Linda Finch from Keller Williams Premier Properties. The ambassador program is a great way to be a cheerleader for the chamber and actually promote your business. So if you're interested, reach out to the chamber or to Walt, and we would love to have you. If we could now please give a warm welcome to Michael Spiz from Oakland County Commissioner.
You said it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for putting on this event. And I want to also thank Jack, Joe, and Kelly for all the great work you guys do for our community. Without you, a lot of this would never happen, so I appreciate it. I'm going to start off a little differently than just reading a speech to you guys, because to me that gets boring. No offense, Jack. But it can get a little boring. He had a lot of facts, a lot of detail, and a lot of data, which, as he knows, I'm into all the time, being an engineer by the day. First off, how many people in here, by show of hands, actually knows what a county commissioner does? Very few. Not surprising, which is why Oakland County actually puts out a pamphlet for this. Because not too many people in Oakland County or across the country actually know what a county commissioner does. So I'll try to explain and keep it brief. As the county commissioner, there's 19 of us across the county. So I represent a district, and Oxford is in that district. With that being said, we are like the legislative branch of the county. So there's a county executive, and how many people actually in here actually know who the county executive is, by show of hands? Your county executive is currently David Coulter. So David Coulter is like a mayor or a governor. And we, as the Board of Commissioners, are the legislative branch, which I mentioned. We handle the budget. We handle all the money. So everything has to come through us. The sheriff's contracts that Jack mentioned have to come through us for approval. So we see pretty much everything, all right? But at the county level, where you don't see it at the local level as much, it's a lot more political, which you can imagine, all right? It's the first step into politics, which can be painful, but we have to deal with it. Next question I have for you, how many people in here have heard of One Stop Shop? How many people have actually used One Stop Shop? How many people are aware it no longer exists? All right. How many people have heard of Oakland Thrive? All right. Oakland Thrive is the replacement for One Stop Shop. So after this, maybe you can get with me, because I'm interested in understanding how it works, because One Stop Shop worked great. You know, all the feedback I've ever received on that was positive. So as Oakland Thrive is starting to get kicked off, it's been broken off from the county. It's now an independent agency that the county has funded for the first 2 years. But their number one objective is to help all of you from a business perspective. So with that, I'm going to give them a little bit of touting on some of the programs they're doing. There's one coming up tomorrow, which I know short notice, but where they're doing something down in Royal Oak for the farmers market. So if you want to see something about that, come see me and we can talk about it. But they're also doing a whole bunch of workshops, which are out there to help these small businesses. I know you can't really see these, but if you want to swing by and see them after, I'll be more than happy to share with you, or you can go online. I'm more of a digital guy. I like to see things online, which, you know, you'd be surprised at how many printouts we still get at the county for these. Sometimes I get 200 copies of these, and I'm like, just send me an email and we'll distribute it. But that's another story for another day. But some of these workshops, just so you're aware of what they do, you know, business plan boot camp. So if any of you are looking to upgrade your business plan, do something different, do something new, expand, etc., Oakland Thrive can help consult, is what I'll say, you in that effort. Small business tax season, you know, there's a whole bunch of different activities that they're out to help you make those next steps to help you be a successful business here in Oakland County. That's our number one goal, is to make sure you guys are all successful. Without you, we don't have an Oakland County. Just be fair, right? So with that, how many of you, actually, nice this way, switching gears slightly, anybody here from manufacturing or industry? Raise your hands, I see one. Anybody aware of Automation Alley? So Automation Alley is a program that's been around for decades, was put in place to help build our businesses and bring businesses into the communities. One of the big programs we're doing right now to help small business and industries, everybody heard 3D printing? 3D printing? Okay. There's a project called Project Diamond, where the county has funded 1,000 3D printers for small businesses to get a better understanding of how to use. Because it's a technology that not everybody, one, understands, two, wants to understand. Some of the businesses are like, no way, it's new technology, I don't want to do it. And those are some of the people that still have trouble using this, right? So if you're interested in that anyway, it could be used for anything from 3D printing, but with these 1,000 3D printers, they're trying to get a lot more of the small businesses connected, right? So if you're out here as a small business making one widget, but there's another person in Oakland County making another widget, why can't you guys work together to make a bigger widget or more widgets and share each other's technology and share resources, to make things cheaper and less expensive and get things out into the marketplace quicker. So if you're interested in Automation Alley, let me know, or of course you can go online and look. It's all there. How many people have been in contact with the Economic Development Department at Oakland County? A few show of hands. If you have not, I recommend you pull out your little gadget, go to oakgov.com, and there's a little business section out there that you can pull down information on how the Economic Development Department can help you. There's small business loans, so if you're looking to expand, if you're looking to actually just start up a new business, if you have one business but you want to start a new one, they can help you from a funding perspective. And I know Genesis is part of that with the county, and they help do that. But it's something that is out there that not many people are aware of to help you. All right? And it's one of the few things in the county that's free. Many of the other things around here, unfortunately, cost money. But that is the one thing that they give out for free, is the help from an advice standpoint, right? Help guide you along that path to the right direction. If you decide to go get a loan, of course, that's not free. I wish it was, but it's not. Anybody here dealt with the Workforce Development Department at the county? A few hands too. That is also a resource that's free for you guys to use if you need help getting resources or developing your workforce. If you have some training that you'd like to get done, say, I can't afford this training. Maybe the Workforce Development Department at the county can help you do that, because there's other businesses out there like you that might need that training. So reach out to them. They can help you. Or you can reach out to me and I'll help you connect if that's need be. Has anybody ever been to the Economic Luncheon? Another prop. If you have not, I would highly recommend you go. This is a luncheon that's been put on for probably the last 2 decades here in Oakland County. It's actually 36, it'll be the 37th this year, so a little bit longer than that. It is something that the county brings in some economists from U of M, so any state fans, sorry. So they bring in economists from U of M to do an analysis of the county as a whole. What business is coming in, what's going out, how's population, how's taxes, and they're usually correct within like a 1% error rate, which is very good. So that event is coming up on, just put it on your calendar, if you want to reach out, on May 8th, and it's at OU. So if you want to go, I highly recommend it, it's great. If anybody wants a copy, I have more than enough of these, but it's also online if you want it. Go look at it. But there's a lot of great information. I mean, it's good from if you're looking to kind of get a better understanding of where the economics of the county is going, take a look at it, because there's a lot of great information here. That builds on this, but from anybody in here know, let me put it that way, anybody in here know where Oakland County falls across the country? From a county rating from 1 to 1,000, where do you think Oakland County fits? We've been top 10 for probably the last 3 decades. Right? We fluctuate from 6 to 8, sometimes we get down to 10, but we're one of the top 10 counties in the country, right? And what helps us do that is our AAA bond rating, which we have maintained for decades. So this year is the first year that our budget has exceeded $1 billion. We're at $1.06 billion from the county, and we expect that to go up over the next couple of years. I think we'll hit 1.10 by 2025. So we're fiscally responsible, have a rather large fund balance, but that would probably be open for debate by many different people on if it's what's too large, what's not too large. But they've done a great job fiscally over the last couple of decades, and we hope to continue to see that. Unfortunately, as you all know, inflation has hit us, and costs are going up. So we're watching it a lot closer here at the county from a financial perspective to make sure we don't fall outside of that top 10, let's say, or continue to drop. Because we want to make sure we're here to support all of you. Because again, that's our number one objective, to make sure you as small businesses or any businesses within Oakland County thrive. That's our objective. So with that, if you need anything from me, give me a call. I'm easy to find, or I can give you my phone number right now if you wish. Just, if you want to write it down, 248-705-8634 is my cell. And Jack can attest, and most people can attest, I pick up, and if I don't pick up right away, I get back to you with no less than 24 hours. So I can help guide you, connect you, answer questions, etc. But I'm here to help you, because again, without you guys, we at the county don't succeed. All right? With that, thank you very much. Sorry, one little thing I saw in my notes. A little tidbit. I just wanted to see if anybody knows what this number is. Does anybody have an idea how much the marijuana tax has brought into Oakland County over the last year? A number. Throw a number out there. Lower. It's $1.1 million is what currently the marijuana tax has brought into all of Oakland County. We expect that to go up based on the number of locations, dispensaries being opened up, but as right now, it's $1.1 million. Thank you.
On that note, thank you very much. On the table are our upcoming events, and there's a flyer on the table. And all of our chamber members are welcome to come out to these events, or if you're thinking about joining the chamber. Our next Coffee Connect is at Wild and Rooted. They're in the White House District, and that's Tuesday, April 2nd from 8 to 9 a.m. And then our next Mix and Mingle will be at Sullivan's Public House, which is located right on Main Street. I'm sure you all have been there. And it's Tuesday, March 26th, 4 to 6 p.m. We also have a ribbon cutting coming up for Cherry Blossom Natural Wellness, April 16th, and she is located in Willow's Edge, just above Victoria's and Modern Marketplace. So we hope that you'll come out and support our ribbon cuttings for our member. And next up, I'm going to move on to our Leadership Awards. And this year we have 2 different Leadership Awards, and they are chosen for a sense of community and what these people do to help Oxford and even surrounding communities. The Chamber has members not just in Oxford, but Lake Orion, Metamora, Lapeer, so that we can help our members branch out and network and, as Mike was saying, even connect you with other businesses that might benefit you for resources or just even clientele that you can share. And our first Leadership Award is for Deb Uren, who has been with the Chamber for many years, and she began with the Chamber as a volunteer, just helping out in 2010, I think even with the fashion show and different things. I'm sure you have seen her around town. Deb has wore the Christmas tree in the parade for many years. She helped with a raffle that we were doing and walked around at Christmas for Slay of the Day presentation to help fund the bridge and different things that the Chamber does. And she's always been a staple for anything that the Chamber has needed all these years. She was everything from president to vice president to treasurer currently, and has just been outstanding help for me and for the Chamber all these years. So Deb, I would like to give you this plaque in honor of all your time and commitment.
Thank you, Amy. You know, she brought back memories. Kind of forgot about the fashion show. But yes, I've been a part of the Oxford Chamber for a number of years now. Started probably in 2009 that I became a chamber member. As Amy said, did a lot of volunteering. And what was my purpose of that, and really what brought me to Oxford? I'd like to give you just a little bit of history of myself. My first real job was working as a bookkeeper for Lytle Pharmacy back in the days of when it was Morley Drugs. So I was in Rochester. I grew up in Rochester. So I was there for 13 years. After that, I joined ITT. It was ITT Higbee, which is now the Rochester Mills. But I was back in the day when it was ITT Higbee Manufacturing, which then over the years we turned into ITT Automotive. So we were a tier 1 supplier for all the automotive industry. Back in, I think it was 1999, some of you may not have even been around at that time, but in 1999, we moved into the world headquarters of Auburn Hills, bringing all our different divisions of ITT together under one roof, and we were all there. We were part of the brake system, all your electrical systems that were in your cars, the seats, the ABS brakes were really invented by some of our engineers there at ITT. So I was there for 26 years. So mind you, I'm corporate America. I don't know anything about being in the business community or anything like that. But so what happens is in 2008, 2009, big turnover for the automotive industry, and I was basically forced into a early retirement. So what am I gonna do? I just kind of got, I get home and it was 26 weeks of pay, so that part was nice, but it was like, I'm too young to be just sitting around and doing nothing. I just knew that being in finance was something for 26 years that I did, that I didn't want to be in finance anymore, even though I'm the treasurer of the chamber. But I did not want to be in finance anymore. So one of the ambassadors from the Rochester Chamber reached out to me. She was someone that I knew from my ITT days, invited me to lunch, and she says, Deb, I really think that you should join the Rochester Chamber. And I'm like, I'm going to join chamber? I says, I don't have a business. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. She says, well, Deb, you're a dog breeder. You've been breeding your dogs for so many years. I was breeding Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. They were bred for showing. I had a best in show winner in my line. And I thought, well, geez, I really wasn't going to promote that. But that's how I got involved with the Rochester Chamber. In there, I joined one of what we call OPN here in our Oxford Chamber, which I'm thrilled to have. I joined one of the PCNs. I was in PCN 2, where we had 40 members in there, people I knew from nowhere, businesses, all these businesses. And I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. We had independent distributors there, which one was Chris Reed, who was in with Send Out Cards, independent person, and I'm like, So, long story short, I joined up with Send Out Cards, which I still use to this day. Andy Blaine, he took me around to both Lake Orion and Oxford. I saw people, met people there, joined up with LBN, which is like a BNI, met a former LBN member here today, which, once again brings back all these memories. But then I joined the chamber 2010, became involved with this chamber, decided I wanted to be in this chamber, was asked to be on the board in 2011. 2012, I became the vice president. 2013, here I am, the president. We've had so many changes within our Oxford Chamber. Chamber was quite small at that time, and we grew. And we grew, and I stayed on the board. I was president for a number of years, vice president for a few years, treasurer, and I'm still treasurer. So our chamber is for our businesses. And I learned early on from just that one ambassador reaching out to me and how it's changed my life. Never did I think that I'd be on the receiving end of this award, because I was on the giving end for a number of years by attending our community breakfast here. But when we listen to everything that our community does, whether it be the village, whether it be the township, Oakland County, we are quite the community here in Rochester, listen to that, in Oxford. So be proud, be happy to be here. Please, the opportunity to mix and mingle within this community right here. You're going to meet that one person that could really move you forward. You're going to make these connections. I see Dan Gar. Dan, I met Dan. I met Brenda through LBN. I've had a couple of surgeries that have needed physical therapy, and I knew as soon as the doctor said, Deb, you're going to need physical therapy after this, I knew. Health Quest, Dan Gar. I knew that's where I was going to go because of that relationship. And that's what this is all about, is creating these relationships here, being part of the chamber. We're here to help promote your business. And with that, I'm turning it back over to our fantastic Executive Director, Amy.
Our second award this year is Linda Moran. She has worked tirelessly for the Pollyant Trail as manager. Since taking the position in 2016, she literally clears, and maintains those trails for everyone here to enjoy. Linda is also the fundraising chair for Oxford Addison Youth Assistance, since 2022. Welcome, Linda Moran.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Linda Moran, Pollyant Trail Manager. I'm amazed and just terribly thankful. Thank you, Amy, from the Chamber. Amy will tell you that I call her all the time if I'm looking for somebody. I need a fence guy, I need a painter. I always call the Chamber first. It's always a good resource, and I really appreciate having them available. Kelly from the DDA, I'm always bothering her for information. Great resource, too. I'd like to thank everybody for this award. I'd like to thank all of the communities, all of the people that work in the communities. People have no idea what it takes to run our communities. All our township supervisors, our treasurers and our clerks and our election officials, you have no idea. I started working with the Pollyant Trail in 2016. When I took the job, they had a broken push mower and a weed whip. Our trail is only run by volunteers and myself. Even our council is a volunteer organization. I couldn't do it without their support. Over the last 8 years, we've transformed our little equipment shed into, we have Kubota tractors and pull-behind mowers and zero turns. We're a landscaping company now. And I'd like to thank Chief Mike for sharing, ever-increasing parts of his garage. I started with the Oxford Addison Youth Assistant in 2020. Mike got me into that too. So it's a great organization. It works with the Pollyant Trail. We have a lot of kids in our community that need assistance. A lot of these kids come out and work on the trail to kind of get back to some of the community things that they need to get back to. And it's really nice to have these kids. I got a real soft spot for the kiddos. It's great working for the fundraising portion. Right now we're actively having, for the month of March, a pop bottle fundraising where we can drop the bottles off at the police garage in Oxford. That's to go to fund some of the Pollyant Trail projects, but also the Oxford Addison Youth Assistant projects. The Pollyant Trail this year, we're doing a lot of upgrades. We're working on getting some new flashing lights at Burdick specifically, but we'd also like to get them at Drainer. Due to their age, they were not repairable, so we had to decommission them. So we are without lights at our crossings right now. But we did get some good news yesterday, so hopefully at least the lights at Burdick will be coming back soon. Coming to the Pollyant Trail this summer, we are having a lot of conservation projects going on to remove some of our invasive species on the trail, which really promotes our native species and really makes the trail look like it's supposed to. So we're really excited about that. We have a lot of Boy Scout projects and Girl Scout projects. We are one of the trails in the area that have a Gold Star Girl Scout project on it, which is the equivalent of a Boy Scout, Eagle Scout. So there aren't many of those girls, and we've got one. So she did a fantastic project for us. We are doing some collective works with the Village of Leonard, doing some of our trail crossings to upgrade our trail crossings. We've gotten some grants. We have an RFP out for some engineering to get some of the trail, about half the trail resurfaced, starting at Hosner Road, going to Boardman Road. So we work with everybody. And like I said, our entire program is run by volunteers, except for myself, which is a side note. But if you have a group or you want to come out and volunteer on the trail to help mow, I got some really cool mowers. Give me a call and we can get you on a mower. If you have an organization that promotes community days, giving back to the community, and you want to get a group of your coworkers to come out and do community days, we do those too. Schneider Electric North America has done some of those days. DTE has come out and done some of those days. ITC has done some of those days. So we really have a lot of community support. So I don't know what else to say. It's just short and sweet. Thank you again for the award.
Thank you. You do a wonderful job, Linda. Next up, I just want to say that the Chamber is very, very honored to partner with Genesis Credit Union again this year to give 4 Community Pride scholarships to 4 Oxford seniors. You might have noticed the picture outside the door there, and there are applications on the table there. If you know any deserving seniors, please pass along those applications. I would like to introduce Teresa Doan to go over the details. Teresa.
Okay, I'm going to make this really, really quick because I know you guys want to get out of here and go do great things today. So the reason that I'm sharing this information with you about the scholarship is because I want you guys to now share it with like the people that you know in the community. So this is the 3rd year that we have partnered with the Chamber to provide scholarships to the seniors at Oxford High School. So last year, actually, I know Amy mentioned that there are 4 scholarships, and we shared all of the applications that we got with our CEO. So, I mean, anybody that knows, once you get your CEO involved, it kind of goes in a different direction. So, same thing happened. We actually awarded 6 scholarships last year instead of 4. So, that was from her. So, here's what you need to know. It's very simple. We try to make this as easy as possible, and we try to have as many students eligible. Starting with grade point. Grade point's 2.5. So we're not looking for only the students that are at 3.5 or 4. 2.5 grade point average. We also don't need an essay, which is very, very rare for a scholarship. The student can submit whatever speaks to them. So the theme of whatever they're actually submitting needs to be is community pride. What does the community mean to me? And it can be artwork, it can be song, it can be video. If they're in robotics, make your little robot do something. It can be an essay, because I know a lot of them have essays that they're submitting to multiple scholarships. We work very, very closely with the counseling office at the high school, so there's information available there. I'm kind of like Mike, it's digital. We've got it online, the Chamber's got it online. Hard copies are here, the applications are at the branch. Also, the other thing that is important about this scholarship, you don't need to go to a 4-year school to get the scholarship. You can go to a 4-year school, 2-year school, apprentice program, trade. It's $1,000. We'll put it towards whatever you want it to go towards. So pretty simple. A lot of flexibility for this to apply to anybody. So please share the message. Thanks.
All right, I want to just thank Independence Village again for everything they did this morning. And I want to introduce Josh. to let you know a little bit about this beautiful community. Josh?
Everybody full? Hopefully. We really just wanted to thank you guys for coming out, especially Amy for allowing Independence Village to host this wonderful event annually. I'd be remiss if I didn't also thank our staff here for all the behind the scenes work that they've done just to put this together, especially, I know we already clapped for him and he hates the attention, but Chef Brian and his culinary team, just for that beautiful and delicious spread. We are pretty blessed here, not only because of such a dedicated, hardworking staff, but because of our residents and the people that we serve. I mean, they really make up who we are. Many of them Oxford residents who had owned businesses, lived in the community, and so it's just really cool to kind of intertwine what we're doing here and what you guys are doing out there at least once a year. Last year I mentioned a little bit about our mission here of creating the absolute best experience with every person in every interaction, every minute of every day. This is extremely important to us, and spreading the word of what we are doing here is extremely important to us. There is at least one senior within 15 miles of this community sitting in their homes experiencing loneliness. It's a harsh reality, but they're waiting for something or someone. And I just kind of wanted to encourage you that you could be that something or someone. We do our best, but we can't do it alone, and I think that you guys have a really unique perspective with what you do every day, just to be aware. Be aware of who you're talking to, who you're serving, and at least just tell them about us. Share with them Chef Brian and the delicious food that we're serving here. Just how beautiful this community is. I don't know if you've ever taken notice to other senior living communities. Most of them are off of a very busy road. We're this gem tucked back here, and it's quiet, and there's kids riding their bikes, and there's people going for a run, and it's just a really beautiful place to live. So share with them the community. Probably next time you come in here, there'll be new floors. We're kind of going through and painting the interior. We have new furniture on its way, so it's going to be even more beautiful if that's even possible. Share with them our wonderful care staff. We do have 24-hour care staff here, which brings a lot of peace of mind and just a sense of safety for a lot of our seniors. Part of our company, we have a new developing aspect where we have personal care. So those who are not ready to make that big jump into a community like this, just going into their homes for 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, I mean, that can take a lot of stress off their children or just kind of their fear in times when they're alone. Share with them our life enrichment team. We are having an open house here this Saturday. We have a huge event happening on April 21st called Game On, and it is Monopoly themed. And so it's really just a celebration of our residents and our community, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. We're already even planning in September, if you can believe it, our Grandparents' Day. And it's not just for our residents, it's for all of you, your neighbors, your family, your friends. There is so much joy here, so much love, and so we ask that you share that with someone you know. Come join yourselves. We'd love for you to be a part of this community as we love being a part of Oxford. So thank you, thanks for coming, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you very much. Always be kind to a senior. I just want to thank OCTV for your coverage today and truly appreciate it. And Oxford Leader back there, thank you very much. This is going to conclude our presentation, but I want to say I would love to get pictures of the leadership awards of the different boards if I can, because I'd like to put it out on Facebook and in our newsletter to promote everybody. So if you can just stay for a few minutes, my wonderful assistant here, Amy, who joined us and has taken off running, doing everything. Truly appreciate your efforts. If you would just give us a few minutes after, please stay in network. And if you haven't had enough of breakfast, grab some more. Chef back there still. And thank you so much, everybody, for coming out today and being part of Oxford community. Have a great day, everybody.